Or it records.
Hey, Jim.
Hey, Mike.
Welcome back.
Welcome back from the holiday.
Yeah, we had no holiday podcast.
No.
No,
Well,
no,
people
no.
are busy.
People were busy. Yeah.
Eating, traveling,
Yeah.
start shopping.
I heard it was the biggest Black Friday in the history of Black Fridays.
Ever.
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 Do you know why they call it Black Friday?
I could throw it.
You know it. You should know this.
It's supposedly when companies start making money. They're in the black.
They're in the black, right. Originally, bookkeepers used a red pen when they were losing
money, yeah.
And they used a black pen to show profits. And it was until the day after Thanksgiving that they started to make profits, and they would use black ink.
I find that hard to believe.
Yeah, well,
you're going to go 11 months and make a profit.
I know.
But I have heard that.
Yeah. So anyhow, biggest Black Friday ever.
Did you go out?
We did go out a little bit. We
Where'd you go?
did. Just a couple local places. No, we
Stores?
didn't go to the mall. No, we didn't do the mall. No mall. Although in past years we used to go out after dinner.
Oh,
It was something. I know.
Sorry, Bunny.
I know. I'm sorry.
I'm not after dinner. You can turn on your lights. No, you can't turn on your lights Thanksgiving night because you're setting them up Friday.
Yeah, we did. We set them up this weekend. So
Very good.
Our lights are up this weekend.
As long as you can turn them on now.
Yeah, now we can turn them on.
Shady Brook, packed.
I'm sure.
Packed. Thanksgiving night, coming home, packed.
So how was your Thanksgiving dinner?
Great.
Did you have instant mashed potatoes or real mashed potatoes?
My brother-in-law made real ones.
Yeah, good.
You know how I knew? Because they were chunky.
Yeah, well,
he said they're like chunks.
No. Listen, I helped Mrs. McHugh again. I peeled all the potatoes.
You're peeling potatoes?
Yeah, she used the blender
to
blend the mashed potatoes.
Did that work good?
Yeah. I thought it was gonna be a little mashing, but nope. She used the blender. Worked out perfect.
How many potatoes did you have to peel?
I think we did 10 pounds.
10? How many potatoes is it?
I don't know. Maybe 25.
And you
I peeled them.
I bought that's a lot of work.
I bought two, one for her and one for me. We went at it.
You guys are dedicated.
Yeah, I know. Anyhow, any like information about Thanksgiving dinner? Anything you found out?
No, not really. The traditional turkey.
Just as turkey.
I had my corn. I had my cranberries.
No,
the kind you cut.
Oh, okay, good. All right.
Yep.
How about cranberry? Because the cranberry jelly.
Not sure if he was even there. Okay. I didn't even look. But we had the stuffing.
How about gravy? That was the number one on our list.
Loaded up.
I said something at school the other day. I asked the kids the top 10 side dishes. They were shocked that gravy was number one.
It's really not a side dish.
I agree. That's what I told them.
It's a condiment.
I agree.
It's a Thanksgiving condiment,
anyhow,
according to me. But we had a lot of gravy.
All right. So any feedback from last week's show?
We just had a couple. I realized sometimes we ask questions and that go unanswered.
All right.
Kind of just leave them hanging out there. So the one we had, I did, was succotash. We were talking about the sides.
Did you find out what that was?
Yes. And when I heard it, I did remember it. Succotash from Bugs Bunny. Stubborn succotash. I don't know where they came up with that. So it's actually corn and lima beans.
Oh.
Oof. I like corn.
I don't know if I've ever had it.
No.
I think I've had some lima beans. They're not my favorite, but
the only two things my dad won't eat. No. Just mixed up.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I guess.
I don't know.
All right. Anything else?
Succotash. The gobbler. Yes, I found out they don't have stuffing on the gobbler. No, they don't have mashed potatoes.
On the
sandwich.
Okay.
But you can order a sandwich with just mashed potatoes and turkey. Like
you can do that, but
you can do it.
Okay. Special requests. Okay.
In case you're getting the bowl there.
All right.
What else?
Is that still available?
Not sure. I've already eaten 5, so I'm pretty good to go.
Okay.
I don't know when they run out.
Okay.
Whenever I show up. So we also had. We mentioned the dodgeball tournament.
Okay.
At Armstrong.
Oh, you went to that.
Work the clock.
Work the clock.
Work the clock all day.
Did the teachers beat the students?
No, I think we got. No, we got smoked. I think in the first one. Okay. Kids are good.
Yeah,
they know how to play. They've been playing a while. But
even though they're middle school kids, they can play.
Some got an
arm, very athletic. Yeah,
Woo!
Yeah.
So we all day tournament, and they raised over $900.
Wow,
for charity.
That's nice.
So each team, I think it was $3 a
wow.
player, and they put all that money.
That's really great.
Yeah, kids loved it.
All right.
Losing their minds for the whole day. What else do we have? Oh, your one question you had with the conferences.
Oh yeah, we talked about conferences last week.
Yeah.
So hopefully they went well for everybody. Right before Thanksgiving, maybe you had a couple challenging ones. Maybe our tips helped you.
Johnny might.
Yeah. So what about conferences?
So you had the question about if they ask you a question that you don't know. So this was one that a teacher did ask, or a parent did ask me. This was in first grade.
Okay.
tick farm class.
The
of
tick
corn.
farm class. Love it.
Everything happened in
In
the tick farm class.
class.
So she, the lady goes, "Do you use Danilian style?" And I'm like, "Danilian?" Like, I go, "Yeah, we use that." And I have no idea what she's talking about.
That's
So-
old school, man.
Did you know it?
Well, I don't know, but it's you say it. I guess I probably heard of it before, but I don't remember ever teaching Danilian.
No, I bet you did.
I probably
It's
did.
handwriting.
It's handwriting.
I didn't know that.
All right.
It's the cards above the blackboard or the whiteboard today. But
So it's
cards.
a company that designed the cards.
So the guy that came
So
up
teachers
with
out there, Danilian, if you remember that,
it's handwriting.
it's handwriting.
It's just
all right.
So shout out to Luann. We call her and Donna M&M. Donna's got a long last name.
Okay.
So we'll just call her Donna M&M. Both teachers. Donna's been a principal forever.
Okay.
Call Donna. She was in a conference.
Okay.
What did we call it? Like 1:30?
Yeah.
And then Luann came through and she remembers. So shout out to both of them. Great teachers, great principal. They helped us out with the
All right, great.
I bet you most teachers don't know that.
No, well,
That'd be good at workshop day.
Workshop day.
Ask
No,
opening questions.
They would hate that, man.
No, who knows what it is? I bet.
Well, some of the older school teachers probably
No,
maybe. Who knows?
I don't know. I didn't even know there was a name for it.
Hey, any update on our Instagram followers?
Oh, Instagram. Yeah, as I said, we went over 100,000 a couple weeks ago. This morning I checked 112,000.
Wow, 112. Thank you.
562.
Thank you.
Just
thank you to everybody.
banging it out. Thank you for your support. Doing a great job.
All right.
Taking the time to go on Instagram.
Great recap, though.
Great recap. What was the other one
Anything
we had?
else?
Oh, Jesse Kelsey
Oh,
was on Jimmy Kimmel one night.
okay. Hey, by the way,
Yeah.
Kylie has her own podcast. I saw a little clip.
Yeah.
She had difficulty picking a
A
name,
name.
just like us. So she went through many different names and threw out. I'm not sure what she ended up with,
I
but
forget, but she talked about the names.
Kylie Kelsey now with her
Right.
podcast.
If she listened to ours, she wouldn't have had that
yeah,
problem.
she
She would have known what was coming.
what was coming, right?
Yeah. Did he ever get back to us, Jason?
No, he didn't
Not
get
even
back
reach
to
out?
us. No,
Kenny Chesney?
no, Kenny,
no Kenny either.
No
Oh,
Kenny either.
man. Throw
Thought
it in
you'd
there.
ask.
But you never know. So anyway, he was talking about Jimmy Kimmel saying about how tough the Eagles fans, Philadelphia fans, are,
Philadelphia, yeah,
which
yeah,
they
yeah.
are.
They are tough.
And he said it's something. He goes, you play well, if you play bad.
They love you.
But he said the key thing I've been saying for years: no matter what sport, play hard.
Work
That's
hard.
it.
Yeah, that's right. Work
Just
hard,
work
and
hard.
we'll love you.
Love you.
We'll love you. Yeah,
you.
right.
I said they're the players.
Win or
they're the
lose.
players. Win or lose.
Yeah, work hard.
Like take somebody out of bounds, plow them into the stands or something.
you
You'll
can
be
get
the
a
man.
penalty for that now.
Yeah, take 15. Whatever. Yeah, whatever. But no, just play hard.
All right.
Phillies, Sixers, Flyers, just play.
Yeah, we love that in
Yeah,
Philadelphia.
just play hard, and you're the crowd favorite. You're
Good
the
to
crowd
go.
favorite. Yeah.
All right.
So he said he learned that. He told
All right.
Zach Ertz once. He dogged the play, and the fans got on him. Ertz,
Ertz
and he's
did.
like, "Dude, you got to make up for it next game.
Next-
Like you're not done. You got to make up for it."
And when you
And
do,
He said he ran over 3 guys the next game, like
And
just
we-
plowed them over, and the fans were
crazy.
Love it.
Yeah, we love that. We love the hard work.
That's it. That's it. So
All
he
right.
finally said it. It was so obvious. I always said for years, but so
All
that's where I'm
right,
at.
that's a great
Okay.
recap.
There we go. That's my recap
Thanks.
from
And
pre-holiday.
I think what we're going to do today, just to give you a little heads up,
Little heads up.
this Saturday, December 7th,
Oh.
is the Doylestown Septa Crawl. Yeah, Santa Septa Crawl, where we're going to be visiting 7 breweries
Yeah,
on the Doylestown train line. We start at 12 o'clock in Doylestown,
12 noon.
12
Make sure
noon.
you tell 12 noon.
12 noon.
People might shop.
We start at Geronimo, so if you don't meet us at the train station and you want to just meet us at Geronimo, Geronimo is up by the courthouse, so we'll be at Geronimo at 12 o'clock, and we end up back in Doylestown about 8 o'clock.
Yeah, and we'll check in, or can we check in?
Yeah. Well, you know what? We'll so if you're following us, I'll be posting live on
some pictures.
Facebook, on TikTok. So check out Facebook, TikTok during the day. Maybe you can meet us in Ambler or
Couple stops.
Lansdale. Who knows?
Anywhere you want.
So I thought today would be a perfect beer day.
Beer day.
Just a beer day.
Just
Somebody
beer.
said to me, "Oh, what's your next podcast
beer.
on?" And I said, "Beer."
Beer.
And they're like, "Just beer?" Because we usually talk about some beer, but then we get in some educational stuff. I thought, you know what? This weekend is a big Santa Septa Crawl.
Big Santa Septa.
Let's talk about some beer. So to start off with, I have
Oh, here we go.
beer you've never had before.
No.
I've had it before. Some people out there might have heard of this brewery. They might have tried it. It's actually the number 2 rated craft brewery, rated by Untapped. If you're on Untapped website, they rate this brewery number 2 in the country. They talk about beer.
Oh, cool.
And
Little reviews.
This brewery, if you haven't had it before, it's called Treehouse.
Treehouse.
It's in Massachusetts.
How'd you say it? Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. That's tough to say.
What
Now
are
you got me.
Philly?
You got me all messed up. Anyhow, they have 4 locations.
Ooh.
I think they're Charlton locations. Their main one.
Charlton. Yep.
Charlton.
Massachusetts.
They've started in 2011, so they've
Mhm.
been around for 13, 14 years. And people love their beer.
Yeah. Never had it, but
Yeah, they. My son has been to the Tewksbury location.
sounds Irish.
I know.
Tewksbury.
Tewksbury location. I believe they're going to open up in Connecticut at Woodstock, Connecticut.
Ooh.
They're going to open a location.
That'd be cool.
That'd be a cool little trip.
Just to go up and see Woodstock.
I know,
though.
and
Just
then
a big
visit
field,
and
but
visit Treehouse Brewery.
that would be a good
I know
field
that on
trip.
the weekends they have some crazy rule in Massachusetts where you can only have 3 beers.
Yes, I've experienced that. Not up there,
But
on one of our summer trips.
okay,
We stopped at a beautiful microbrewery, and people came for like happy hour, and it was like the Warwick,
okay,
and they closed at like 9,
right,
8 or
right.
9, but you could only get 3 beers.
3
And they
beers.
knew.
That's a tough one, man.
Yeah,
That is a tough one. 3
It
beers.
was. We were there for a while.
Yeah, when you're there for a while.
Yeah.
But and they even have the takeout is even limited, so you can't.
That's weird.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
like they're big, but they don't. You can only get them at their locations. They don't distribute. They don't distribute anywhere
Really?
else. So yeah, so
exclusive.
they're exclusive.
Kind of. Wow.
So I have 2 here.
Who brought it for you?
So shout out to Brian,
Brian.
my son's father-in-law.
Son's father. Oh, okay, Brian. Yeah.
Brian
Okay.
went
Oh,
up
he
to
went-
Massachusetts. His son lives up in
Oh,
Massachusetts.
I didn't know that.
So he was up to visit,
Okay.
and he got to stop
Swell
at
back.
Tewksbury. And on the way home, he brought home.
Nice.
So for Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
he was over for Thanksgiving. We had quite a few. I said, "Oh, I got to save some for our podcast."
Yeah.
I knew you hadn't had any,
Uh-huh.
and I thought, man, he'd love to try it.
Yeah.
So I have 2 of their beers. They have lots of beer. We just checked their website out. I think maybe they have it looks like about 1,000 beers on their website.
It's
but
a lot.
it's a lot. But I did get 2. One's a Pilsner,
Ooh. You know
and
what?
one
That's
is a hazy, juicy IPA.
juicy.
So the
Okay.
first one, let's try the Pilsner.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Pilsner's called
Sorry. Trail.
yeah, it's called
Just
their Trail.
Another great label.
Yeah, another great label.
We got to invest in whoever's
It's
making these labels.
it's
Look at
got
that.
some of the Rocky Mountains. I believe they use in the hops.
the hops from there.
from Colorado, I
Yep,
believe.
that's what's said.
They use the Cascades hops for this.
Cascades hot.
So let's try this.
Yep. Pilsner, 5.1.
All right.
Is that about average? 5?
Yeah, five's
Five.
probably average.
Okay. I know some torque them up a little, like 8%, 9%.
That's a tough pour there.
Oh,
Sorry,
you know
man.
what will be coming out soon? Mad Elf.
Yeah, I think Mad Elf's out already.
Have you ever had it?
We'll get in. Yeah, we'll get into that closer
Okay.
to the holiday, I think.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I
So
just thought-
Jim's never had this. I had this the other day.
Okay.
So cheers.
Yeah, smells
Oh.
good. It's like wine. You have to. That's good.
Told
That's
you.
really smooth.
I told you
Wow.
you were gonna. When I
That-
tried this at Thanksgiving, I was like, wow,
Wow. It looks like all this carbonate. It's not.
it's not. It's so
just
smooth. Like that
Wow.
flavor too, right?
That is good. That's
This is a.
I can see why.
If you want a beer you can drink all day,
hmm
you can drink this all day.
Man, that goes down easier than water. Man, that is like the smoothest beer I think I've ever had.
It's so good.
What?
I know.
It's good.
So
Is it carbonated at all?
I mean,
Well, I
there's-
guess
it
it
has
is,
a great
but
head, but it's
It's not really.
it's not really.
I don't
It's-
know, man.
It goes down so smooth. Yeah, I was
Wow.
really happy when we tried this one. I was like,
Wow.
wow, this is
That's
right
a-
up Jim's alley.
That's a showstopper there, man.
That
wow.
Chex Pills from the Warwick.
It's
Pretty good, but
pretty
this-
good, but oof.
Yeah.
They gotta get. We might have to make a field trip up there and take a truck with us. Take my little pickup truck.
Anyhow, let's before we try the next one, you have any? We thought what we do today is maybe share some statistics,
Okay.
maybe share some history of beer. You have any history? Start with some history of beer.
Yeah. Well, statistics. They led this off Wikipedia.
Okay.
Well, teachers love when you use that for your
Yeah, I
source.
know.
They go crazy, man.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm like, whatever. What do we drink? United States, we produce 200 million barrels of beer.
We do.
We do. Just the United
Wow.
States, 2012. And consume roughly 28 U.S. gallons per capita. Is that per person? What's per capita mean? I
I'm not
forget.
sure.
I don't know.
You're the accountant.
I'd probably be a person. 28 gallons a person.
Yeah, I'd probably drink
I'd
20
throw it in a year.
Yeah,
In a year.
easily.
Yeah. And we're only second to China.
Oh, only
China? I didn't know there were big.
Well, there's a
drinkers.
lot of people in China.
Yeah,
That's
1.3
probably,
billion.
Yeah, that's probably why there's.
I wonder if they drink in India too. That's a big market.
Yeah, that'd be a big.
That's
market,
another
too.
1.3 billion. Yeah, I didn't know. China. I guess so. I don't know. So what we got? Big impact on beer and the breweries was the Prohibition.
Oh,
18th Amendment in 19.
Yeah. So Prohibition came into effect, and then how many years later? Then there's.
I forget how many it was before they canceled.
They
it.
canceled Prohibition.
Yeah,
it's about 20 years, I think.
It was a good amount. Yeah, maybe 10.
Okay.
29 around there, maybe.
All right.
So yeah, a lot of companies to hold on had to do other things. So they actually did colas. Started coming out.
Doing colas instead of beer.
What's the other one? What is
milkshakes?
Milkshakes.
You said milkshakes earlier.
Milkshakes, cola, and
fountain soda.
Fountain sodas.
Yeah, that's when they did the soda jerks or whatever that was called.
Yeah. So people instead, because they couldn't go to bars to meet, like in neighborhoods.
Okay.
And around here, you could probably not around here, but like in Philadelphia, Germantown.
Yeah, right. Those sections.
And there's people, there's like a bar on every corner.
Right.
Well, that's where communities met.
Okay.
So if you came over, you didn't speak English.
Right. So you
go to Germantown.
And I'm assuming the history of beer in America, and I've watched a few documentaries. It had to do with immigration.
Yeah, that was
right. I'm sure the immigrants that came over.
Yeah. So it started with early in our country. It was English and the Netherlands.
The Netherlands.
Wow. Came to New York and dominated by beer rather than wine.
Wow.
So I guess wine was before that.
Well, maybe that. Well, for the English were here for a long time, but I'm thinking the Italian maybe not immigrated later on with wine, and maybe the French.
Yeah, French. Yeah, I didn't think of that. So then they said it changed a little when Germans started immigrating.
Okay.
They brought the lager.
Oh,
so
lager.
I didn't know this. Longer shelf life.
Oh,
lager styles brought by German immigrants and more profitable.
Okay.
So always comes down to the money.
Always come down to money.
Yeah. So they had the hops. They used the hops to preserve the beer more.
Yeah, I think I talked about this on maybe one of the shows about how hops preserves.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
Well, so an IPA is called an IPA from the Indian Pale Ale. It's called.
Oh, okay, right. Indian Pale Ale.
It was the East India Company.
Oh, okay.
That did that trip from England to India.
Okay.
And you went around the Horn of Africa. And
Cape Horn?
Yeah, the Cape Horn. And that trip took a long time. So they added extra hops to the beer to keep it fresh. Yeah. So that's how you got IPA. It was from the Indian Pale Ale from the East India company.
So that's why it's hoppy.
That's why it's hoppy.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the hops, I guess. And I think I said this before, Germany, you can only have 4 ingredients.
Yes, I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah, you have water, hops, barley, and yeast.
Yeast, just no wheat or corn, because corn's like a cheap.
That's that. So and
we use that.
You ever had a Genesee cream ale?
Cream ale.
Cream ale, a blast from the past.
Genesee. Does that mean in Pennsylvania?
I don't know.
Are they Pennsylvania?
Are they still around?
I think I see young kids drinking it once in a while. I don't know why.
I don't know.
Genesee cream ale.
Remember that one?
Yeah, there was some.
Yeah, I used to drink. Remember this? Stegmeyer.
Stegmeyer. Wow. Was that the green bottle?
I'm not sure, but that was cheap.
Good.
That was cheap.
Oh, that was cheap.
That was cheap. You maybe got a 30-pack for $10.
There you go.
Something like that.
Black label.
Yeah. And then if you look behind me,
yeah,
I advanced to one of my favorite beers back in the day, Michelob Genuine Draft. I felt like,
is that the champagne of beers?
I felt like we were really you went from like $10 a case to like $17 a case.
Moving on up. Mine was, I just remembered, Michelob. Do they still make that?
Michelob, you got Michelob.
The brown bottle?
Yeah.
I didn't know. I just did the Michelob. I don't know why. That was like moderately priced. Yeah, it wasn't.
I think today they do natty ice or natty light.
Oh.
I think that's what they do
natty
today.
Light.
A lot of the college kids do the natty stuff.
Do they still make those ice beers?
I think
they're wicked, man.
I think they do. I'm not sure.
I don't know what they put in those, man. I drank Molson Ice once.
Oh, Molson. That was a champagne of beer. So you felt good when you had a Molson.
Yeah, Molson.
Yeah.
Moosehead.
Moosehead. You were like, yeah.
Give me one of those. You bought a 6-pack of that. You weren't buying.
Tell you what, I never liked Heineken.
No,
That
it's
was
got
a-
that.
and that's
like
the-
bitter aftertaste.
That's the
Yeah.
the hops.
Yeah. Oh, is that
And
it?
some
I know
people-
two guys that drink it.
Some
One
people
guy
love it.
I work with, Mike. He drinks it, and another guy at my bar, Dean.
It's funny
And
how
they're the only two people that I know that drink it.
it's funny how people
But they love it. They drink it.
people
all the time.
have their
Yeah.
beer.
Yeah.
And I have a beer that like when I just want to drink.
Mhm.
I like Coors Light.
Of course, like Colleen's, of course, like
Yeah. But I love to try other beers.
you do.
I
You-
love like if you can go somewhere and you can find something different. Like
You're drinking
the
it.
train crawl this weekend for my buddies who don't want to go on the train crawl because
Yeah.
they say I only drink Miller Lite. I'm like,
Whatever,
listen, this is a chance to try
Yeah. Little something.
7 different beers.
Get a flight.
Get a flight. A lot of
Yeah.
places don't have flights, but
But
it's
that's what a
chance,
flight's for, right? To try.
Listen, I'm not a
Yeah.
Bud Light guy. People
Yeah.
love Bud Light,
Yeah.
but I love Bud Light Platinum.
Platinum, I heard. is
So
pretty
if
good. I never
you're
tried
if
that.
you haven't if you're not a Bud Light person, you
Yeah.
want to try Bud Light Platinum.
Right.
Love Bud Light Platinum.
What's the new one? The premium.
That's the
Corona.
Corona, yeah, the Corona,
Everybody. That's good.
Corona Premier. I mean,
Premier.
they
that's
went
it.
from Corona.
Yeah.
You thought that was
Corona,
always
Corona Light.
Corona Light, and then
Which is
Corona
good.
Premier. So
That's a good summertime. I
it's
think
a good
summertime.
summer beer. Yeah.
Me
All right.
too.
Any more history there? You want to hit me with?
Yeah, so maybe the Germans came in, and then after Prohibition, you had the big companies consolidated.
Okay,
So you had like Anheuser-Busch,
that was one of the big ones.
right?
I
And
think his name was Adolf.
Adolf. No, that's Coors. I know it's
Adolphe.
Coors.
No, Adolphe Bush.
No, no. Eberhard Anheuser
Anheuser. Okay.
purchased the straw. He was a soap maker,
Wow.
but he bought the brewery in 1860. His daughter married a brewery supplier.
Okay.
I'm sorry, you're right. Adolphus Busch,
Okay.
and that's how you got Anheuser-Busch.
Anheuser Busch.
And he took over the company in his father-in-law's death and renamed it Anheuser-Busch. Very good. You do know your history.
I know a
Very
little
good.
bit, just a little
That's
bit.
good.
I think-
Coors, yeah.
I think, and I don't want to offend anybody, but
Uh-huh.
I think Anheuser Busch is owned by a Belgian company now.
You may be right.
I believe they're owned by a Belgian company.
I'm not sure. I have it in here somewhere. Yeah, I think that's at the end of my notes here. But yeah, so they started there. Also, if you get a chance, on one of our summer trips, we went to the Anheuser-Busch Zoo,
Wow.
petting zoo.
Where's that at? Can you
St.
drink?
Louis.
Can you drink?
Yes.
All right.
So you can buy beers
That's
right there.
nice.
Fathers are loving it. They're like, yeah, this is great, man. And I think it's like a petting zoo, at least a zoo. And we saw the Clydesdales there. Saw like 4 of them there. They were big. But people were loving that. Like, what? Drink here?
So
It's Anheuser-Busch.
that
Did you ever do and the other one I did was the Coors tour.
now I've
Out in
never
Golden,
done that.
Colorado.
That's so.
Oh,
just-
good one.
My daughter and I were out in Colorado. We did make it to New Belgium Brewery.
Ooh, that's a good one.
It's in Fort Collins.
Okay.
Pretty epic for me because I loved New Belgium. And New Belgium, there's some kind of rules about transporting beer across certain sections. We couldn't get.
Really?
well,
In the state?
Well, no.
Oh.
So Fat Tire's their flagship.
A Fat
beer.
Tire. I've seen that.
And we couldn't get it here.
Mhm.
We had been in
Mm.
Vegas. We'd been out in Vegas, and I had a New Belgium in Vegas. And I'm like, why can't we get New Belgium
Yeah.
back home? We can get it now.
Right.
And I happened to be in Colorado. We stopped at Fort Collins. Beautiful setup. They have the Voodoo beers.
Voodoo beers.
Yeah, that's also something people love. Voodoo. They did a collaboration with Voodoo Donut.
Oh, I've done it twice. Voodoo Donuts are awesome.
Yeah.
They're on my. I used to post
So-
on my face page still probably. They give these donuts and they weigh like 12 pounds.
Yeah.
It's this little shop. Like you walk in, you order, and it's funky, but it's got like Captain Crunch donut.
Yeah.
And we went twice. It's in Seattle, I think.
Yeah, I think it's out there
Voodoo
somewhere.
Donuts.
Yeah. So I don't
It's a
know.
pink box.
Somehow
So they made
New
Voodoo
Belgium.
beer.
Yeah, New Belgium did a collaboration with Voodoo Donut.
Cool.
It was a pink bottle. It was pretty sharp when they
Mhm.
did it. But they have their Voodoo beers, and people love them.
Yeah.
Different flavors and different
I-
varieties.
Like you, they just love them. But
Yeah,
if you get the Golden, the Coors tour, great. I think it's free. You park your car, and you don't have to pay for parking. Shuttle bus comes, picks you up right
yeah,
there.
that's nice.
Drives you right
It's a
down the
free,
front door.
free one, right?
Free one. And the first place I went where they have the things you put around your neck,
Yeah.
and you hit the number, and then it talks to you. And it was phenomenal setup. And they go through it. He was really into the environment, no waste.
Oh,
he wanted to
right, okay.
recycle. So I got to give him credit there. And at the end, you get your three
Tastes.
3 tastes. They were big glasses.
I'm gonna have to
So I
try
said to
that.
the guy,
That's going to have to be a trip.
Can we
out
have
there.
more threes? Like, oh, it's only 3. He's like,
I'll tell you what. We
"Wow."
haven't talked about this yet. I might have said something to you,
Yeah.
but on my bucket list is the Great American Beer Fest
Yeah,
in
right.
Denver, Colorado.
I was gonna say we were supposed to go a couple.
Yeah,
years,
so we're gonna have to put that back on the table now that we're retired.
That'll be a good one, dude.
And then maybe we do the beer fest, and then maybe take a little
Yeah,
excursion.
go around and find out what else.
Yeah,
is going
you
on.
do an excursion.
It's some microbrews.
All right, you know what? Let's take a break from the history. Maybe take another beer.
Okay.
This is called the Julius.
Okay.
It's their.
Is that like the Orange Julius at the mall? No.
I don't think so.
Did you ever
But
have that?
this is. Let me see. Put my old man glasses
I
on.
like it. Spectacles.
Oh, I can't read this.
They are hard to read. Man.
The can is great. It's
cool.
a hazy, juicy IPA.
It should
I
black
think
lettering.
I know black.
It's hard to
It's
see.
6.8, so we're a little bit higher with the alcohol.
Little.
All right, but let's give this one a shot.
Okay. Oh, let me finish up.
Just want to warn you,
Mm-hmm.
very good.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you're not an IPA man, this is
It's not like a double IPA.
no, not a
It's
double.
fresh. All right, so that's a 16 ouncer. What was the other one? 12. I think the one was only 12.
a terrible pour. Yeah, I'll do a nice better pour for you.
It's on the pour. Not really.
Take a look at that color.
Yeah, it looks like the Heineken thing where it comes like cascades down. All right, let that settle a little. Or
Yeah, I gotta let mine settle a little.
let me
Yours
settle
is-
like here.
Yeah, this is. Let's give it a shot.
All right, let's
You
do
ready?
it, man. You did do a good job, mine. It's good. You can taste like the IPA part, but it's not real strong.
Correct.
Like I had some that are
Right. Well, sometimes
Ooh.
people who don't like
Yeah.
IPA were like, "Wow," but this is like a fresh orange
Orange
juice almost.
Yeah.
There's a lot of orange. There's a lot of orange
Yeah.
flavor. There's
Get
a lot
your
of
vitamin
citrus.
C.
That's what you feel like.
It's a healthy
And for
drink.
those people who can't see, they're not on YouTube and they're listening. It looks like orange juice.
Yeah, it kind of does. Yeah,
I think that's why they get the Julius out of it.
yeah, it's pretty thick. You can't even see the light. Through
Yeah.
it,
So
that's a serious.
it's a serious
beer.
beer. Very good.
Yeah,
Doesn't
doesn't have the cool label though, but I'm telling you, I got a friend who's making those labels.
Yeah, the
On
labels. I know
those
they love.
wraps or whatever they are. They're so cool.
All right.
I don't know.
You got anything
Oh.
else you want to hit me with, or should we do some
Yeah, what
statistics?
was? We mentioned before earlier before the show that people used to work in the farms.
Okay.
The laborers
The laborers.
used to drink beer,
Because?
carbs. So
Oh,
we give them energy.
yeah.
So they said
yeah,
it was
yeah.
like the Gatorade of the time.
the Gatorade.
I'm like, well, that's a stretch. But the carbs will give you that.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Use
I
of
mean,
energy.
I guess.
And I don't know. I never thought of it.
never thought of it that way, but
Yeah, some people carb load.
I
Like if
guess
the
so.
runners, don't they like? Does Patrick do that?
yeah, like you have to
Eat
have
like
a big carb.
pounds of
Maybe
spaghetti.
correct. Yeah, when you're before your marathon, you got to really load up on the carbs because that's that slow.
Is it the sugar?
Yeah, the slow sugar.
Okay. Well, if you eat enough, I found out the sugar releases, and then your body kicks in the insulin, which wipes you out.
Yeah, which way
So
later
that's
on.
right.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
That's me. That's the dietitian told me. You know, do you feel real tired? Yeah, I'm wiped out. And she's like, well, it's the insulin.
Yeah,
You know, so she's if you're not running a marathon, you probably don't want to eat
probably too
a
many
pound of
carbs.
spaghetti
I
yourself.
know. Yeah, that's
Which I did do.
because
Almost a pound.
of course, we drink and we like to have.
Food?
I love food, and
Mhm.
of course, I didn't bring them today, but we did have a pretzel burger earlier.
Oh, on the pretzel bun, they were good.
Yeah, pretzel bun.
Was
a
that
good
a smash burger?
was a smash burger
Smash
with
burger?
a pretzel bun.
Ooh.
So, like, that's always a good thing to have with a beer. Is
That's
a nice pretzel.
Pretzel or pretzel bun. Warwick has good food. You got the little. A lot of places have the food trucks.
Yeah, a lot of places have food trucks.
They're good. Great idea.
Yeah, we
What
love
did we,
the.
what did we get last week? The egg
no.
rolls, the sampler,
No, we got the dumplings.
the dumplings.
Shout out to Humpty Dumpling.
Humpty Dumplings.
Yeah, it's a food truck, and their dumplings are
good.
fantastic.
We had the sampler.
We had a stuffing one, right? They had a stuffing one.
Was it stuffing and then was it one like French onion or something?
Oh, the French onion one. Yeah, that was pretty good too.
That was good too.
So look, beer goes with
Yeah.
food.
I always like a little something.
Yeah, a little something.
And pretzel, soft pretzel.
All right, so let me hit you with a couple, Jim. You
All
got
right.
so like I printed out, and we're gonna go with the top beer by sales
By sales, okay.
in this country.
All right.
So I wanted to know if you know. I have the top 7 by sales.
Okay.
And maybe just hit me with one, and maybe
Let's go with the obvious. Anheuser-Busch.
which would be
Be
specific, because there's 2 of their beers on this list.
Oh, okay. So it's the beer,
not the
not
company, just the beer. Yeah,
company.
beer sales.
Budweiser.
Budweiser's number 3.
Really?
Yeah, it's the third with
With
6.49 billion in sales.
billion. Dang, man. That's just Bud. Okay. Miller Lite.
You know, I'm kind of shocked,
Uh-huh.
but Miller is not on here,
Wow.
or Miller Lite's not on here.
Huh.
I'm really shocked.
I wonder if it's a regional beer. You know, I don't know.
I know this is the top selling beers in the United States in 2024.
All right, let's go with Yingling.
Yingling, number 7.
Number 7. That's pretty good for
No, I especially because it's
Yeah.
it's an East Coast beer.
right. It's
number
small, I think.
Well, it's not that small because it's made number 7 on this list.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, for the commercial, it looks small. I had that in here. Do I have Yingling in here?
Well, Yingling, I think, is it the oldest brewery in America?
Yes, I just had that. Oh, there it is. Commonly called Yingling. Oldest operating brewing company in the United States.
Okay.
1829.
1820. We have to make that trip. We haven't done that yet, but we do
No,
have to make
was
that trip.
that was
I
good
know.
beer, and is the one of the largest breweries by volume in the country.
All right.
Yep. Currently, the largest American-owned brewery.
Wow.
So, and family-owned, I think, still. That's pretty good.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yingling is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, hit me over with what do you think another beer would be the top 7 here?
What's it? Yingling.
Oh, by the way, Michelob and Coors and Miller, they made the honorable mention. So they're like,
Wow, really?
yeah, I guess they're top 10.
I think they're more out west.
Yeah,
where
this
Coors-
list has the other top selling beers as Michelob Ultra, Coors Light, Miller Light,
Oh, okay.
and
How about-
Natty Light.
How about we'll go international here? How about Dos Equis?
Not Dos Equis, but there's a Spanish beer on there.
Espanol.
The other one. Well, there's 2, actually
There's
2
two.
Mexican beers.
So what did I say?
People
Dos
love.
Equis.
You mentioned
Corona.
Corona
I
Extra.
forgot.
Corona
about those.
Extra's number 5 on the list
Okay.
for 2024.
That was like the first light beer.
You felt like that, yeah.
like a summer
Technically, yeah,
beer.
you're like a summer beer,
Right.
correct.
And then I met some guy who was in the service, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we used to go down there, in the service. It was like the cheap beer down there.
Yeah.
So it's just the way they market
like-
it.
right,
Because
right.
it's not that great a beer, really.
I actually like Dos Equis.
Dos Equis. I haven't had that.
My local, it's called.
Is that the most interesting man in the world?
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Remember
what
the
was
guy?
his name?
That's
Juan? No, not Juan.
Juan Valdez's
Not Juan
coffee.
Anyhow, Grand Rodeo
Grand Rodeo.
Mexican restaurant in Warrington. They have Dos Equis Amber on tap.
Wow, a tap.
And for
Wow.
$10,
Ah.
22 ounce.
22. Again, where's not 24?
22 ounce.
22 ounce. For how much? 10?
$10.
That's a great.
It's
deal.
great with a
That's a
little
real good
lime.
deal.
Love it. All right, so you got Budweiser. There's another Budweiser product.
Bush.
Bush is
beer?
on here.
Bush beer.
Bush Light. That's number 6 on the list.
Bush.
That's number 6 on the list.
What? Really?
Yeah,
You can buy that
I know.
much?
I can't believe it.
Oh wow.
It's also, it says it's a choice popular with college students and budget conscious drinkers.
Yeah, cheap. Well, my dad used to drink Peels.
Oh,
Peels.
or Schlitz.
Schlitz.
Look, back in the day, those
Oh.
people out there that are listening,
Yeah.
back in the day, we drank some terrible
Yeah.
beer.
And I think Dad's drank it because you had kids. Like
Peels,
Yeah,
Schlitz,
Peels,
Stegmeyer,
Schaefer.
Schaefer beer.
Schaefer. I think that was made in
And
Philly.
I just remember my
grandfather
dad.
used to drink.
Yeah,
the
my
Schaefer.
dad in the garage or the basement would have like cases of it stacked up. I think I was 20 years old, and it was the beer was 20 years old.
Yeah.
Like, what is this doing in the garage? It's been in here for 20 years. Who's drinking this? Anyhow, I remember you'd
They were the
go
local
to
ones.
your grandparents' garage and
Yeah.
you'd open up and it'd be like 10 cases of
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, you had to buy bulk, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. And then what was the one when you're having more than one? Was that Schaefer? The one was
I
like, when
remember
you're
that
having
song.
more than one.
I don't know. Anybody remembers that? Give
Yeah,
us
give us a shout
give
out.
us a shout out.
I remember
Comment,
that.
please.
Yeah.
All right, so you got Budweiser, you got Corona, you got Busch Light, and you got Yingling. So you're missing number 1 and number 2.
The new one that they're doing, the Mexican one.
You're close.
Starts with a C.
No. Corona's on here. You said Dos
Corona.
Equis.
Dos Equis.
Starts with an M?
I was going to say, like Mendoza or something.
No,
like that.
Modella. Modella Especial.
That's a new Corona.
That's the number 1.
Really?
It surpassed number 2, which
was
Bud.
Oh,
not Bud. Bud
Light.
Bud Light is number 2.
Really?
So Bud Light was the champion of beer.
Really?
Most sales in America.
I thought straight up Bud would have been.
No, it's Modella number 1 in sales.
What?
Bud Light number 2.
Wow.
Budweiser number 3. You're missing number 4. I said earlier I don't like it, but your friend Mike likes it.
Oh, Heineken.
Heineken number 4.
Yeah.
Corona number 5. Busch Light number 6, and Yingling number 7.
Ooh. How about Keystone?
Oh, I haven't had
Keystone. That's for the budget conscious drinker there, man.
So that's it. And then it finishes out the list with the.
I always thought Bud was always number 1, like forever.
Busch number 1.
No,
Bud.
Budweiser.
Yeah,
regular Bud.
Modella Especial has surpassed Bud Light.
Wow.
I was pretty surprised too.
That's really surprising.
Pretty surprised too. I'll tell you what I also found, and just to talk, there's a difference between the beer companies and then this craft brew.
Oh yeah, you probably know more of the craft breweries.
Yeah, I love the craft breweries. I think there's about 19,000 craft breweries in this country. I don't know what qualifies because I did print out a list of craft breweries, and I think some of the on the list I don't consider craft breweries. Like one of the top craft breweries they say is Sam Adams.
Okay.
I don't think Sam Adams is a craft brewery. I don't consider it a craft brewery.
No, they're pretty big.
Yeah, and I don't consider.
If you're running commercials on TV,
right?
I
don't think that's considered.
Well, here's the important one. I forgot I got this.
Go ahead.
This is right up your alley. On October 14th, 1978, H.R. 1337, House Bill, signed into law, which legalized the home brewing.
Wow.
Home production of a small amount of beer or wine for personal consumption.
Cool.
So that's why you weren't a brewmaster before.
Yeah, now I am.
That's right. So total number of breweries rose from 42 in 1978 to over 2,750 in 2012.
Well, now we're at 19,000 about.
Wow.
And I think in Pennsylvania, there's about 348 breweries in Pennsylvania. And I did find a local. So locally, there was a top 100 list that was published in Pennsylvania, top 100 brewery, and 2 local breweries.
Wow.
Not my favorite, Warwick, but 2 local breweries made the list. At number 5 of the top 100 in Pennsylvania, number 5 is Free Will Brewery in Percy.
That's not the one we go to, is it?
Free Will's, Free
Is
Will.
that where Holly lives?
No. That's another one. That's on the list too. That's Neshaminy Creek.
Oh, sorry.
That's number 16.
Oh, okay.
So number 16. So 2 from Bucks County made the top 100 in Pennsylvania. Shout out to Neshaminy Creek Brewery.
Yeah, we've been there.
Well, their main location's Croydon.
Right.
They bought the old Croydon Mattress Factory.
There you go.
2 Penn State grads. They've been around for about 10 years now. So 2 Penn State grads, they're number 16. And then Free Will in Percy. I haven't been to the one in Percy, but I've been to the one in Peddler's Village.
Oh, I haven't been to Peddler's.
Yeah, I love their Kolsch. They do a nice Kolsch. They also do a scarecrow at Halloween. It's called Free Will Scarecrow.
Oh, okay.
That's like an amber,
probably some pumpkin in there.
Yeah, like a pumpkin in there with a little squash.
Huh.
So yeah, shout out to those 2 breweries. I found that list. And then I found another list of the 2024 best breweries, and this is supposed to be craft breweries. Russian River, which was on the Untapped list, that's out in California. That made the number 1 list in your favorite beers 2024.
Oh, updated. Very good.
The website was called, what's this website? beerandbrewing.com. But on here are some, what I would consider like Sierra Nevada. They're considering that a craft brewery. I like Sierra Nevada, but it's I find that
Mike's brother drinks it.
A pretty big one. Also on here is Yingling's on here, and I don't consider that a craft brewery.
Nah, more, yeah.
You know, so
I don't
there
know.
are a few on here that you would be like, well, it could be, it may not be.
I don't know what defines a craft brewery.
I don't know.
Like, we're not really sure. Like, craft brewery or just a microbrewery? I don't know.
Allagash. I don't know if you've been to
Yeah,
Allagash.
I've heard that, yeah.
That's on here.
Okay.
I said The Alchemist, which was number 1 on Untapped. That's on this list also. So
Cool.
This list combines, I think, what would be considered, I don't know, craft breweries and maybe small production.
Small production. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, like a small production brewery that, like.
Yeah. And probably if you make over a certain amount.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know what constitutes the list.
Yingling's kicking it out.
Yeah, right, exactly. I don't consider them. You can go to. I think you can go to Florida and get Yinglings in Florida.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, my brother-in-law, his brother comes in from Chicago, and they stow away. His brother
the
likes
Yingling.
to take a Yingling, but you can't get it in Chicago.
You can't. That's what I was talking
that.
about. Like some places you can get beer, some places you can't.
Funny. When people come in, they're like, "Oh, I need to take a case with me." Here's another one. I forgot about this.
Go ahead.
So it's lucky we live in Pennsylvania. Okay?
Oh,
50 states.
Go ahead.
All right, here we go. Convenience stores that sell beer.
That's new.
Well, here it is. Everywhere else in the country.
Oh, yeah. When you would go down south
or explain a state store.
You would go to a Piggly Wiggly, and you go into the Piggly Wiggly, and you'd be like, "Wait, there's beer and wine in here."
And it's like, I remember in Georgia, it was like, what was it? Fireworks, beer, gas, and something else. You're like, oh man, that's not a good mix, man. No. So here we go. Nearly 80% of convenience stores sell beer. About 93%, which is sold cold. So people are throwing it down as soon as they buy it. The U.S. convenience store industry sells more than 2 billion gallons of beer a year, just convenience stores. Roughly a third of all the beer purchased in the United States.
I got to be honest with you. I'm not sure I ever went to a 7-Eleven, or I think Wawa now has some beer. I think
they do.
There's a Wawa.
There's one on Route 1, the old Route 1.
And they sell beer.
I've
never bought beer at a convenience store.
You can sit down and eat there.
Have you bought beer at a convenience store?
No. You know where else they sell it? We go down to Clearwater for the Philly spring training. You go into CVS.
Okay.
You can buy beer.
Right.
At CVS. So my nephew was like, well, if CVS is open 24 hours a day, does that mean you can buy beer 24 hours a day? I go, I don't know. But some places close and they put like
yeah.
But first time I walked into Wawa to get my dad a newspaper, some other stuff. Boom, there it was. This was like 10 years ago.
Wow.
Boom.
That's pretty shocking.
Dude, alcohol.
I remember.
Like,
and they're in gas stations. Like, we live in America. Right. I don't think I've ever been to
you can go to a lot of them.
No. Right. But in Pennsylvania, I don't think we.
All right, here's our statistic.
Go ahead.
This is leading up to it.
Go ahead.
All right, 1/3 of all beer purchased in the United States. Okay, of the 20% of convenience stores that do not sell beer, the majority of those are in Pennsylvania. The nation's 6th largest state by population.
And we can't buy beer at a gas station or a convenience store.
To limitations on alcohol sales in the state. Where do they live? There's 50 states. We live in the most.
Let's get with the program, Pennsylvania.
All right, which makes it illegal to sell in convenience stores and restrict sales inside supermarkets. They do them at the supermarket.
Well, that's new. That's new now.
They carry a lot.
Yeah, I've been going to my local
buy it there?
Wegmans. I'm going to go to my local Wegmans. I'm sure shout out to the Wegmans employee who checks me out the last few weeks. He's been checking me out. And
oh, really?
The podcast kid. The kid's like, "You doing a podcast?" I'm like, "I'm doing a podcast on beer." I'm like, "Yeah, on beer." So I didn't stop at Wegmans today to get my local beer, but
I have to check out. There's a new one right near me.
They have a nice selection, but that's new. That's only been a few years.
Yeah, well, right. They started loading up,
yeah.
But then what's funny is I was picking up some beer for a party, and I went into the Acme in Newtown.
Yeah.
So I come up, and the guy's like, check your ID. He goes, yeah, could you stand back on that pad back there, this rubber pad? And I'm like, what? And I'm like, oh, they still have the restriction. You can only do 2 6-packs at a time. He goes, yeah, they still do that.
Right,
so he rings it up, and he moves it. Then you step up, and you get 2 more. I'm like, oh, dude, they still. He goes, yeah, they still have that law.
Yeah.
I remember bars, you had to bring out 2 at a time, right? if
you were
went
taking
to a
them
bar.
to
Yeah.
go. Right.
But I go, they still have that law?
I know.
And he was laughing. He's like,
And by the and our
which is great.
not Pennsylvania, but our favorite shore community is completely dry.
Yeah, completely dry. But we have to clarify: you can drink. You can't
drink. You just can't
don't
purchase beer or wine or alcohol in the town.
No.
And you got to go outside the town where there's like 15 places as soon as you leave the town.
There's 34th Street. You see Super Liquor right there. I think it's on the border, and then Circle Liquor if you're coming in Ninth Street. Because people say you can't drink. I go, well, you can.
You can. You
just they're like, well, how's it dry then? I go, they just don't have bars there. I go, but you can.
You can't drink.
People drink. I go to Super Liquor. It's packed. So it's just ironic, yeah. So, but Wawa, I did see that new Wawa.
Yeah, there's a new Wawa.
Really nice.
It should be everywhere. Listen, if you're going to be whatever, it's going to be legal. It should be everywhere.
But we're the last state, I think, in the country.
In the country to do that. Yeah, it's great. Cool. All right, let's leave it at that, Jim.
All right.
Pretty good podcast. I just want to tell you guys one more reminder: December 7th, Saturday, 12 o'clock, Doylestown train line, Santa Septa Crawl.
The big event of the year.
Big event of the year. If you're running late, we'll be at Geronimo's Brewery at 12. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, and we'll try to check in at each stop, just so you know.
Yeah, we'll check in.
You know,
and
track us down.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah.
We'll be back to some educational stuff next week and beer, of course.
Right.
But I hope you enjoyed this podcast.
Yeah.
I think we did.
Yeah. And anything special next week? We shouldn't because of my.
I don't want to do.
All right. Well, we're gonna hex ourselves.
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to jinx ourselves.
We don't want to jinx ourselves.
We could have something special next week.
We might have to bring back the electrician.
All right. Cheers.
Okay. And you're saying.
Oh yeah, that's
your
right.
sign off.
Well, with every pour,
there's a story.
And today there was a lot of stories.
A lot of stories.
And a lot of pours.
A lot of pours.
All right. Cheers.